So I was streaming myself drawing, as I normally do whenever the Zelda music came on. And of course I had to start gushing about Zelda because I love The Legend of Zelda. I grew up with it, it is one of my favorite game series of all time. And surprisingly, my mod, who happens to be in my chat, Rehana, she told me she had never played the games before. So I told her, yeah, go check it out. It is some of the best games I have ever played. So another stream a little bit later, she told me that she did try it out. The original one on the NES. And I said, okay, how was it? And it was okay. It was too hard. Of course, that makes sense. It is not the best Zelda to start out with. So what I decided to do is I decided to play my gateway Zelda that I played growing up as a child, and that is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Of course, I'm doing this for Rayana's sake, but you are welcome to join and watch the video with me. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Later. Bye-bye. Good morning, everybody in Japan, and good afternoon in America. Today we're going to be playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is one of my childhood games and the gateway Zelda game for me. By gateway Zelda game, I mean it was the first Zelda game that I've ever played. It's what got me interested in the series, and it is the most nostalgic game for me. The second being probably Link's Awakening, because I had a Game Boy Color at the time. I'm going to be playing this game very vanilla and spoiler-free, just because one of the people who will join us in the chat, hopefully, Rehana, she has never played Zelda before, and I really want people to get interested in Zelda if they've never heard of it. So let's get into this. So here, I've actually played this twice all the way through. Obviously, I didn't 100% it. This is my childhood file. So this is the one that I had whenever I was 6 or 7, I think. So very young. This is the one I made as an adult. And yeah, so I still have my old. This is my childhood games. This is the Nintendo 64 that I had in my house whenever I lived with my parents as a little boy. And this used to have my brothers and and Omar and Timothy, who are my cousin brothers, which is its own story. But whenever I was a little kid, we deleted them from this file, so that way I can make my own. I don't know why I chose file 3 as a kid.
You made it.
Yeah, hey, I made it. Hello, Rehana. It's good to see you. I am actually streaming this for you. So this is Ocarina of Time. It's very exciting. So Rehana has never played this game before, has never played Zelda outside of the original Zelda, because I told her to try it out and she tried the original Legend of Zelda of all things. I recommend this game first if you're going to try the original LOZ. It's kind of hard. You know, it's an NES game. This one is a Nintendo 64 game, and it's its first jump into 3D. It's also the most nostalgic game that I have. So I'm going to be playing this and commentating on this. Let's name our character. Normally people would go with Link, but I'm one of those types who just also likes to put their own names. I'm going to put Josh this time. I can do that or Joshy. What would you prefer, Rehana? Whew.
Indeed, I'll be watching V closely.
Very awesome. Also,
LOL, nice setup for Fun Friday.
Thank you. You see this thumbnail right here? I drew that the night I was planning on doing it on my Friday.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll go with Josh then. I had that set up for my Friday. Now it's your Friday. It's Saturday for me. But yeah, I made that the night before. It was like 2 a.m. and I fell asleep. I was so excited. I had this all set up, and then I overslept, so I wasn't able to do it. I actually overslept today too. I was originally supposed to stream at 6, but it's 6:45. But yeah,
I like the thumbnail.
Yeah, I like that I'm making the thumbnails for these streams basically just me in some way holding a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It's probably like my favorite setup there for that. And this time I made it Link. So, anyway, Josh, this is our file. We got Josh, Joshua, and Joshua. This is like Snake from Metal Gear Solid. But no, this one is my childhood one. This is the one I had when I was 6 years old. I didn't 100% it, but I did get quite far. This is the one that I had as an adult. So I replayed this not an adult, maybe like a high schooler. During the Nisekoi era, I was replaying this. And this one...
6 years old, that's crazy.
Right? This is the one we're going to be playing today. So I'm going to play this very vanilla, very spoiler-free. I'm not going to give away anything. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to explore as if I were a child again. So this is how we're going to play. Let's go. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Navi, where art thou? Come hither. This, by the way, this really, as a kid who grew up reading, well, I didn't grow up reading it, but like, whose parents read the King James version of the Bible, this type of speech made me like really excited because I've never seen it anywhere else outside of the King James version of the Bible. But yes, so, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. O Navi the fairy, listen to my words.
Hello.
The words of the Deku Tree. Some people pronounce it Deku Tree. I call it Deku because that's how I would pronounce it. As you know, in Japan, Deku, right? So I'm gonna pronounce these as if I were Japanese. So all these names and different things. Navi, right? Instead of Navi. Some people say Navi, I say Navi. Some people say Deku, I say Deku, right? So I base it off of the Japanese pronunciation.
I guess you've always been this wholesome face with tears of joy.
Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm. Well, I wouldn't say wholesome. I didn't become a Christian, I would say, until middle school. Whenever actually an atheist friend challenged Christianity, and I wanted to prove him wrong, and that's whenever I actually started reading the Bible myself. And that's whenever I realized that I'm a sinner in need of a savior. And my mom was actually worried about me because she saw me crying, and she was just like, what's going on? And I was like, everybody, like I kind of babbled. But anyway, we're playing Ocarina of Time. Malevolent forces, even now, are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. We're about to get our fairy. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now! Find our young friend and guide him to me. By the way, this is the first 3D Zelda, meaning they're going to include an opening, which is why they included the first shot of Link and, his dream and all this stuff. And this is especially right here is going to be apparent that this is the first 3D game that you're going to see them like try to fly around and stuff. So I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly! The fates of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee. Here we go. This was unheard of back in the day. Being able to basically see an environment in 3D in a video game. This blew a lot of people's minds. Also, again, I have the CRT filter on, meaning we're seeing it how it was intentionally meant to be seen.
Fly Navi Fly. Hello. Hey Ben.
Hey Ben, thanks for hopping on stream. It's good to see you. We're playing Ocarina of Time. Please no spoilers in the chat. Rayhana has never played any Zelda game outside of the first one, which was
not waving face blue smiling.
Which was not a good game to start. Hello, Josh. Wake up! The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Josh, get up! Hey, come on! Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy?
It was funny playing it though.
It was funny. I would assume. It's hard though. That's a hard game to start Zelda on. I really wanted Rayhana to get into Zelda, so that's why I'm playing this game specifically. I've played this game multiple times. I love it to death. I'll probably be giving a lot of commentary, but trying to keep the spoilers to a minimum.
Spoilers will punish oncoming fist.
You finally woke up! I'm Navi the Fairy. The great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. The great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now.
Haven't played any.
The music in this game is nostalgic. It is one of the most well composed video game music ever, I would say. So you'll hear a lot of things that probably you've heard in other streams, probably you've heard in my stream before, just because everyone loves Zelda music. Everyone especially loves Ocarina of Time Zelda music.
Twilight Princess, not played since 2006.
It is a good game, and actually, I have the Japanese version of Twilight Princess right here. I was thinking, it's the Wii version. I was thinking, because I do have a Wii that's connected, to maybe do Twilight Princess after Ocarina of Time, or after Majora's Mask, because I also have, let me whip this out. I also have Majora's Mask, and it's the gold card version, meaning it has all the glitches and everything. So, Majora's Mask is the sequel to Ocarina of Time. Twilight Princess is not a direct sequel, but it is a further in the future sequel. I also want to play Wind Waker, but I don't have a copy of that in Japan. By the way, I live in Japan. Hello. This is I also have the Japanese version of Ocarina of Time. I believe it's over here. That's Majora's Mask. Here it is.
I want to do Majora's Mask next.
So I also have, okay, we'll do Majora's Mask after. I have the Japanese version right here.
I've also been enjoying Ocarina of Time randomized lately.
Randomizers are so fun. I played a randomizer with my friend Caleb before, on his channel. All right, so we are woken up by Navi the Fairy. We are in our little room. This is Link's house. This is actually very interesting that they would start a 3D game with a perspective shot. And this kind of shows like your first control of the character in a perspective shot. It doesn't really give you a lot of, it doesn't give you how you would normally see the game, which is at the back of his head. And this is kind of more like Resident Evil, where, how they have a specific shot. It's really cool. And the way they did this is they literally have a pre-rendered background. So this is pre-rendered, meaning it was made in a 3D file, like, I wouldn't say Blender, but the equivalent of Blender now. They rendered it, meaning they made this. This is basically a 2D image, and with 3D things, so that way he doesn't, he can interact with it, but not like, he doesn't like, he runs into a table, but he doesn't go through the table, right? He can get on his bed, but not the side of his bed, and his bed is higher than him. So the 3D objects are there, but the camera is fixed, so they used a 2D plane on top of it, which is really cool. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting into the technical mumbo jumbo, but it's a really cool shot. This is Kokiri Forest. This is where we live as Link. Yahoo! Hi, Josh. So I named it Josh because I'm Josh. I'm one of those types. I don't name the character Link. I like to name it me. So this is, well, we'll find out. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Josh. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Josh. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you? It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. Yeah. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree. All right. So that's Saria. She is one of our childhood friends in this game. Literally my childhood friend. Because I met her when I was a child. Because I played this game when I was a child. But yes, this is Kokiri Forest. This is the first kind of tutorial area of Ocarina of Time. Oh, Navi's trying to talk to us. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. Please come with me. So we need to find out where the Great Deku Tree is. If we look on the map, which is on the bottom right corner, we can see that wherever we're turning, that's where we're going. So the Great Deku Tree is that big one on the big bottom right corner. So that's where we're going to go, because we need to talk to the Great Deku Tree.
Hey, listen.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Hey, listen! Everyone knows about that. There's this jerk who's standing in our way. What are we going to do? We can't do anything, so we got to talk to him. Hey, you, Mr. No Fairy. What's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What a jerk, right? What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? Actually, it would be Meadle, right? And not the Great Meadle. I don't know why. Mido specifically is how I would pronounce it when I was a kid. And I'm so used to it now. Everything except for him, because he's a jerk. I want to mispronounce him. But anyway. Why would he summon you and not the Great Meadle? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and a shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. Sheesh! Yeah, so that's Mido, or Mido. I call him Mido because I don't like him. No, I'm kidding. And I want to mispronounce his name. I'm gonna go with the Japanese pronunciation of things. So, we need a sword and we need a shield.
Me no cause he's a Mina.
Mido. Okay, Mido it is. Some of these graphics, the way that they work, if you look at this, there's a fairy over there, and you walk towards them. Oh, there's a person there. That meanie Mido made me cut the grass at Saria's house. Or Saria's house. Mido told Saria he would do it so she would like him, but I'm the one doing all the work. You and Saria are close friends, so will you help me cut the grass? I'll let you keep anything that you find while cutting it. Okay, sure. But here's the issue. We can't cut grass. We need a sword, like Mido said. So anyway, so we're gonna go back to Sarah. We're gonna go back to her, because Mido likes Saria, and we think that Saria can help us figure out, maybe help us through. I don't know. What? Mido won't let you go see the Great Deku Tree? Oh, that bum! I don't know why he's always so mean to you.
I just back from the leasing office for my apartment. I went on my freshly converted Trek 7300 FX e-bike. The good news is that it works and it was still a workout. The bad news.
Uh-oh.
Cutting grass with a sword face with tears of joy dagger.
The bad news. Cutting grass with a sword.
Came loose.
Ah, dang. That's rough, Omar.
Bad news. Face holding back tears.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for hopping in.
Oh no.
Omar was actually the one who played this game when I was really little. And that's why this game was the first game that I picked up as a kid, because Omar was playing this. He used to live with me in my family, with my brother and my sister and his brother Timothy, and my mom and my dad. We all used to live in one household. So he was adopted by my parents from my aunt, and so we all used to play. I was a very little boy, but he used to be in my house, and he used to play Ocarina of Time. And so The reason why this is the first game that I played whenever I had more independence and was able to play games on my own is because I saw him play this when I was a kid, and I thought it was like the coolest thing. So, anyway, thank you, Omar, for inspiring my Zelda fanaticism. Anyway, this is Saria. She's getting on to Mito for being a bum and being mean to everybody. Oh, that bum! I don't know why he's always so mean to everyone. What he said is true, though. Oh, okay. The forest. Strange things have been happening here lately. Oh no. You need to be ready for anything. You better find a weapon. You can buy a shield at the shop, but there's only one sword hidden somewhere in the forest. Alright, so we can buy a shield at the shop. Let's find out where the shop is.
Now that I need a heavy-duty front wheel.
Yes, if you are driving.
Oh, yes. IR.
So we can get not fairies, rupees, which is our currency in this game, by walking through grass.
I remember this game.
We can talk to this guy. Hey, by the stone, pick it up. Hey, by the stone, pick it up. Mean old Mito, he made me pick up the rocks in front of his house. We can also get it by picking up rocks and throwing them. So this area is actually kind of like a tutorial area. It shows you how to get rupees, how to, use things. Oh, there we go. We got some rupees here. And it shows you many other things. It's a really nostalgic area for me because I spent so many hours here trying to figure out where that darn sword is. I remember spending days on this, and fortunately I know where it is now. So I'm not going to make you go through that, but I am going to be talking to most of the NPCs just in case you're curious. But yeah, so the reason why there's a fairy and then they appear is because of technical limitations of the Nintendo 64. The in-canon reason is it's a way for them to stay hidden from the Hylians. So that's what I love about, and Hylians are people who live outside of the forest. And not only just the Hylians, but also like, what's it called? Zora and Gorons, right? So other races and species of people.
See, fun fact.
But, yeah. Oh, a fairy finally came to you. Now you have a lot to learn. The best place to go learn some new skills is in the Forest Training Center. It's on the hill just above here. Okay, so the Forest Training Center is up here. And yeah, so we're going to learn some new skills by checking.
Rupee in real life is actually India's official currency.
That is correct. It is India's official currency. Yep. But it's spelt differently. A rupee in Japanese is not Japanese. In Ocarina of Time is, I believe, Ruppee, and I believe a ruby, rupee.
Yeah, Link lives in Fairy, India.
Let me find out real quick where the rupee is. Indian rupee, and Ocarina of Time rupee. Are they spelled differently? They might be spelled the same. Interesting. Okay, so the Indian rupee, the singular version, is spelt the same as Ocarina of Time, but the plural version of rubies with a B is not the way that they say it in Ocarina of Time. They call it rupees with a Rupees. So it's slightly different, but they're also known as rubies in other games. So sometimes they call them rubies, sometimes they call them rupees. In Ocarina of Time, they're called rupees. So that's the slight difference between the Indian currency, which has Gandhi on it, I believe, and the Ocarina of Time currency, which is literally just stones, basically. All right. Don't recklessly cut signs. Read them carefully. So that's what I'm going to do, just so that you know what we're going through. Just attack signs. Okay, you told me not to recklessly cut signs, but here we are. I don't have a sword, so we can't really do anything, but this basically tells us what to do. Cut grass with your sword, so we can also cut grass with it. But we can't do that because we don't have a sword.
That was a good one, Re.
Switch targeting. If you see an icon above an object, you can target it with Z. In other words, if you press Z when you see the icon above an object, you can lock onto it. So this is back in the day when reading was a way to learn information. We don't really read much anymore in video games. Instead, they kind of try to show... Well, I mean, in good video games, they just try to show you how to do things. I think Wind Waker does a better version of this. They have a training session with one of the characters, but this one is just like, oh, here's some ways to do things. So the Z button is this button on the back of your controller, and so if I click it, you can target different things. You can switch. That's what it's telling you. And then yeah, so this was very innovative for the time. It's the first 3D Zelda game, and they had to figure out how to basically have the camera not be wonky, which is a curse of many bad games. And the way they figured this out, while continuing to have good combat, is through targeting. So
they actually pronounce it the same way that they do in the game in singular and plural form.
Oh, they pronounce it the same way.
There's not much need to over-explain certain things anymore.
Right. Woo! Hey, let's work on some moves. To jump sideways while Z targeting, press A as you move right or left. To do a backflip while Z targeting, press A and move backwards. To do a roll attack while Z targeting, press A as you move forward. While you roll, you can avoid damage. That is important for later, because there's some very tall places that you're going to be falling from in this game. We have a Z axis now. We don't have to only worry about X and Y. If you have your sword ready while Z targeting, you can do a jump attack by pressing A. A jump attack does double damage. You can use Z targeting on the stone next to me, so let's practice. All right, let's practice. So, you can roll forward, you can do a backflip. Ooh, cool. Left and right. Oops. Yep, and that's cool. You get 5 rupees for practicing with him. So we're gonna go in here. You push A to enter little holes in this game. Very fun. A lot of this game's mechanics, some people would say is outdated. I would say it's innovative. But there is a lot of walking around, pushing A button and B button, and we'll learn why we... Oh, there's a giant rock. That thing horrified me as a child, because it can hit you, and it really hurts. Is there anything over here? There's a rupee. We're going to grab that. Oh, yep, really hurts. See, it takes away a quarter of a heart of damage. And actually, if you're trying to speed run death, like there's a game over percent category, I think. That's one way to actually get a game over. But yes, visit the House of the Know-It-All Brothers to get answers to all your item-related questions. All right, this is the chest. The chests are an epitome of an epitome of Zelda games. I love chests. And of course, in their first 3D Zelda, they have to give you a cutscene for the chest. And there's the Kokiri sword. We found the sword. Great. And this is where I would put my sponsor segment. If I had one! Anyway, if you would like me to sponsor your product, particularly related to video games in accordance to the stream, please email me here. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. Alright, so we're going to avoid that rock. Also, there was a piece of grass over there that we can try to cut. Over here. There's also one to the left side. But nothing happens. Why? Because we haven't equipped it yet. So we got to push start. We got to go over here. We got to go to the equipment. The equipment screen. Put on the sword. And then
get a new 700C wheel for my Trek 7300 FXE bike.
Aha! Yes, new tire for bike that had a popped wheel. Yes, very important. Okay, nothing there. Oh, darn it! Thought I could make it. I was wrong. Yeah. So anyway, we got a sword now. Awesome. But yes, the combat system in Ocarina of Time is pretty rudimentary compared to its sequels. People say it's outdated because there's a lot of waiting and then attacking.
2004 Trek Navigator 300 XL frame to e-bike.
But by 2000 standards, it's a very, very good gameplay. Incredibly innovative. Not only can you attack sideways, but you can attack forwards too. What? That's wild. To attack forward, basically you move forward while you attack. To attack sideways, you basically let go of the stick before you attack. Also, I can walk on this thing. You ever walk on a fence before? I think they included that because a lot of children do that.
1. Convert Trek Navigator to Shrek Navigator face with tears of joy.
Yes. Alright, so here's a Know-It-All Brothers. We're gonna ransack their house looking for rupees because we gotta buy the shield. They're not gonna do anything, which is kind of a running gag in Zelda. Oh no! We basically can steal things from people's houses and they won't say anything. If you want to learn about the map and items, just ask me. But don't ask unless you want to hear a long explanation. What do you want to know about? No, I'm good. Well, just remember this. If you want to save, press start to get into the subscreen. Then press B. Yep, I know this. Do you want to know how to use the C button? So the C button's on a Nintendo 64. Also very innovative. This is B, this is A, B,
So helpful.
then the C buttons. The C buttons were new. Before that, they just had A and B, and I think X and Y maybe, on the Super Nintendo. Actually, I have a Super Nintendo controller. Yeah, they had... Here's a Super Nintendo. Well, this is a Super Famicom, and its cores are wrapped up. But this is a Super Famicom controller that had A, B, X, and Y. I like the colors of this more, but this is the Japanese version of the controller. Because I live in Japan. If you press C, you can change your view. In a place like this, it will switch to a top-down view. Outdoors in a field, for example, it will switch to a first-person perspective. Although when Navi is displayed the upper right of your screen, Navi the fairy wants to talk to you. You see to listen to her. Ooh! A lot of people don't know this, actually. They never utilize this whenever they're inside. I can teach you about the icons at the top of the screen. Let's see the other ones. The 3 yellow icons in the upper right are called C icons. They display the things you can use with the C buttons. Once you get the C button item, go into the item select subscreen and set it to one of the 3 C buttons. Alright, we don't have anything yet that we can use, but we will very soon. Let us continue. Today's my day off, so I'm probably going to be playing for a few hours, actually. Whoop. Sorry. Give me some rupees. I want some money. Aha. Aha. So even today, not a lot of people use that top C button thing. Like, they use it for this to like zoom in for a specific glitch or something, but they don't use it indoors as much. So this is, I think this was Mito's house. This is Mito's house, right? We're gonna go there. We're gonna steal his stuff. Blue Rupee! Hi, Navi. She's just right up in on the screen, isn't she? He just kicks it. Oh, it's like she's hiding the camera.
Coincidentally, MT Trek Navigator 300 has black, silver, and green for its colors, so yes, I will convert my Trek Navigator to the mighty Shrek Navigator.
It'll start talking in in a Scottish accent. That's great. Alright, we got, I can't do it. If you had a chance to change your fate, would you? Alright, we got ourselves we've got ourselves the spoils from our mean old Mito's house. And this is Saria's house. We can finally cut her grass. He doesn't thank you, unfortunately, because he still has his grass to cut. But, yeah. He just repeats what he says. So, this is Saria's house. Or Saria's house. He has hearts. Being here makes you feel nostalgic and pick up health points. I like how my house is like the only house that's in a tree. Well, not okay. It's literally in a tree, and so is everything else. But I mean, it's like a tree house. It's like an up tree house. Anyway, so we got this. I'm gonna steal her stuff. Hello.
Link
My
is the
sister
only
took
cool
some.
one, that's why.
My sister took some rupees and went shopping at the store that has a red roof. Teehee. Speaking of rupees, a green one is worth 1, a blue one is worth 5, and a red one is worth 20. So that's not all. There is also a giant white one that only appears in 2 spots, I think.
Let's roll up on Farkon.
And Donkey! Let's roll up on Farkon! The Ganondorf here is going to attack us and kill us all. There's other rupees. I think there's a 100 rupee somewhere. But the giant, I think the giant. Hi, Josh. Look this way. The giant rupee is a very hidden secret that is hard to find, and it only appears in 2 spots in the entire game. So, look over here with D and talk to me with A. Whoa, you're really showing off the mechanics of this game. Yes, that's how you use a fairy. It's so great that you finally have a fairy partner. I'll teach you how to talk to people using your fairy. When a fairy flies near a person... When a fairy flies near the person or thing, press Z to look in that direction. If you use Z targeting, you can talk to people from a distance, like we're doing now. When you have nothing that you can target, you can press Z just to look forward. Try it. Whoa.
The channel description says that you're the biggest nerd, but the profile picture is brimming with charisma.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you, Golden Chimp Animation. I appreciate you. Very nice. Okay, so I'm trying to push the top C button in order to do what I did before, but it's going right, so...
Oh, Golden, I so agree, WU.
Well, I don't have my glasses, and I'm not the same without my glasses. Let's talk to her. This shop, it sells things you can get in the forest for free. Do you know how to use the Deku Shield? When you get the shield, press start to get into the subscreens. Select the equipment subscreen with D or R. On the equipment subscreen, choose the item you want to equip and press A to equip that item.
It's pronounced charisma face with tears of joy.
Charisma. It's pronounced charisma. Once you equip it, hold it up with R and change its angle with the stick. Man, I wish I could speak in riddles. You're a weird woman. I don't know. What do you mean by A and Z? I'm just a person.
You can roll faster than that.
Oh, come on now. Oh, come on now, Shrek. You can roll faster than that. All right, welcome. Let's talk to the owner a little. We sell shields, but not swords. All right, cool enough. Deku Shield is 40 rupees. Perfect, we got enough. We got the Deku Shield. Press R to crouch and defend. If you press R while Z targeting, you can move while defending. Would you like to buy something else? Nah. Alright, so in speedruns, we don't actually get the sword or the shield. We just grab a stick and we use glitches to get to the end of the game. Which is true, by the way. You can beat this entire game in 10 minutes. It's wild. But yeah, we basically did most of what we can do here. Out of curiosity for most people, though, I'm just going to go up here as well. This is, again, Saria's house. Whoa. And I'm going to turn here. And here we are. Hello, new woman. You came all the way here? You're a real man. Look, isn't this view pretty? Change your viewpoint with the up arrow so you can look around the forest with the stick. What? Yeah. So this is Kokiri Forest, where we were born and where we live.
10 minutes, whoa.
Very cool. Rupee, thank you. Bye-bye. Here's another secret. If you go over here and you jump across here, you get a rupee. So pretty neat. We're gonna go back to Mito. Or Mido. Hello, you jerk. Oh, by the way, shield. I'm a shield on you. If you want to see the great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Eh, what's that? Oh, you have a Deku Shield.
Kokiri Forest.
And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief! Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the great Mito, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot! How did you get to be the favorite of Saria and the great Deku Tree, huh? You're a meanie. I love this music. It's so nostalgic. We're gonna go talk to the GT, the Great Tree of Deku. Speaking of which, this is our first enemy. And they give us a stick. Probably hilarious. One of the first things I remember, actually, I watched an abridged series of Ocarina of Time, and I think it was by oh, I forgot his name. But one of the funniest things I remember is him picking up a stick and being like, "I got a stick," and then Navi literally just chastising him. Why do you have a stick? Like why? Who cares? It's a stick. Why would you raise it above your head and be like, look at this amazing item I got? It's a stick. You know, which is really funny. This is our first sea item. So we can do some pretty cool things with the stick, like equip it. We have 2 sticks. Ooh. We can swing it.
Face with tears of joy, LOL.
And it actually deals more damage than, and they regrow. It deals more damage than the sword.
ESP being in the forest.
Yes.
Like there's sticks everywhere.
But I'm gonna let you guys be terrified for a moment because I actually got to use the bathroom really bad. So I'll be right back. I apologize. I really need to use the bathroom. I had curry yesterday, and it's gonna be a
Joshua
second.
is about to attempt his first boss battle in OOT. Didn't that first boss give you nightmares?
Oh my gosh, the way they present that boss, we'll see it when we get there. But just give me a moment. I'll be right back. I gotta poo poo. I gotta poo poo. Poo poo. Will Josh make it to the bathroom before he poops his pants? Will his bowels explode due to the curry? Find out next time on Josh Plays Ocarina of Time. Or you can watch the unedited version of my stream that this video came from, right here-ish, this area. Or you can wait until tomorrow whenever I post part 2 of this video. Either way, I will see you guys later. I stream pretty much every day, Monday through Saturday in Japan, 6 a.m. Japan time, which is, if we're converting time zones, that would be, it's not Monday, it's Sunday through Friday, around 4 p.m. Central Time in America. So either way, I'll see you guys later. Say hi to me on stream, and you know I have speech chat enabled for now because I have such little viewers. So chat away. Have a good time. It'll be fun. All right, bye now. Bye. I'll see you next time. Mata ne. Sayonara. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. See you. Bye. Have a good one. Bye. Toodaloo.